Aloha! So today we're talking about bunkers and how to make them float. This is a normal bunker. You have your twig and your bunker seal and then your lack of sockets with these foundations. They don't have, you can't put floors on them, and so the only thing that's holding this up is the twig. So you destroy the twig and the bunker will go away. As seen. Great. So then every time that you need to replace it / seal it up, then you spend some materials and you upgrade your seal. Now, this is more costly than a door, right? Because a door, you just put it down and you open and close it. The bunkers you have to replace every time, but in compensation, then a door, armored doors have 800 health, and armored floors have 2000 health. That is 2 to 3 times as much. This is much stronger, and if you have the resources, it's only 13 metal, high quality upgrade. And then 100 wood for these 2 pieces. So that's pretty good. And it would be cheaper if you make this a triangle. So let's make it a triangle. We're going to have our twig bit and a triangle. Which is still, I think, 50 and 50, and then this is 7 now, right? So the same deal. We have a twig bit and a seal. This is our twig bit and a seal. Now this one, we're still using lack of sockets, meaning this, the only socket holding this up is this twig. So you remove the twig and the seal goes away. And then to replace it is another 1 and upgrade. Great. So that's pretty cool. Now, if we put something over here, if we put something like right here, right, and we do this, then when we destroy our twig, it stays, and that is not good. We want our bunker to open and close, because somewhere along here, then we need it to be closed off. So let's say we take this one away, and we make this one right now, right? And this is our outside. Well, I didn't mean that. This is our outside. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, so this is the outside of our base, right? And we're walking around, and then we need to whatever. So we destroy this, right? But this is still here because there's a socket that is stable enough that's holding it up. And so in order to prevent that / the workaround, then we add a drop chute. The bottom of walls do not have sockets, so their stability is 0. They don't have anything. They don't hold up this floor at all. And so we've raised our roof / lowered our bunker. It's still floating. Like I'm a whole person under here. And this could be anywhere. These are super simple to throw in wherever. This one's a little not so much. But this one I like a lot. And you can't splash. I'll show you that now. So like, let's say that you spend your door, right? Then you can't splash. It's sealed off because of the combination of wall and whatnot. This twig is safe. Even the little fires aren't going through the wall. and the ladder hatch is there for just extra health, 250 health that they have to get through. It also points them in this direction, like it says, I'm an entrance, you should blow through me, right? And so they go up to the door, they spend their explosives, whatever it is, to destroy this, and then they're met with a dead end. And they've already spent that 250, whether it was a rocket, a C4, a couple satchels, explosive ammo, whatever. They spent it, it's gone. And they can't use it to get through here because they already spent it to get through the ladder hatch. Anyway, moving on. To get through this, destroy the twig, and then this is open. The easiest way to get through here is if the ladder hatch is still in place, / if it's not in place, then you put one down and then you get up. In case they did destroy it, see the dead end, stop, turn around, then this is still destroyed and then you just replace it to get out. You could throw something down here, like if you want to put a furnace here and then jump up and get out, and then remove the furnace when you're doing the seal, then that's cool too. Just some things to be mindful of, or you put down a ladder, pick it up, whatever. Yeah, so a different way, it doesn't have to be this piece. Like, let's say that your base doesn't really like that. It doesn't have to be this piece holding it up. You don't need 0% stability. You can use low stability. And so for triangles, then you need 21%. I don't think that this is 21%. This is 18%. Okay, so no, take that back. You don't need, I don't know where I got the 21%. Whatever, anyway. So let's say this is the top, or wherever. It's the same little drop chute, but it's just employed differently. So this is not our twig anymore, as this was our twig before. This is not our twig, this is our twig. And so this is sealed, you destroy, and it's open. And you can go in and out and live your happy role-playing life. Yeah, so anything that reduces the stability is good. Now, let's say that you want this to stay armored. Then, you want this piece to stay as well. Then you can just throw on, how tall is this? 1.5. A little extra doohickey / the rest of your base. And then, this is sealed, this is here. When you destroy this piece, this is here, this is not. And so, because this is at 13% stable now. So this can be armored, whatever. It's just this piece is holding up this piece, which was holding up this piece, but now this is not strong enough. And so then to seal it, then it's just one and one again, right? And then of course the upgrade. Yeah, so that is that. Now another way that you can do a bunker with stability is, let's say that this is your roof, and this is also your roof, but a different thing, because there is an external TC, that's for all parts of these, and then this piece and this are all separate, they're on that TC. Alright, so this is our bunker in this case, which can be kind of guessed because it is the weakest, and this has two pieces on the side, whatever. They're going to know that this is a bunker, and we'll get to how you fix that later. So this is separate, it's just 4 stack squares, triangles back, and it's good. And then you've got your twig, and it's open, right? And then to replace it is just, not that one, one, and I could get up there. Right, and then upgrade. Boom. So this, it can be used pretty much whatever way. You're just using stability, and the sockets reduce stability. So you don't need to have 0 sockets there. You can just have low socket stability and then use it as your bunker. So this is a couple of examples and another type of bunker, but it's more like a crab trap. So if you've ever seen like crab fishing and crabs go in a little cage and then they get stuck, it's like that. So you can go in it fine, but you can't get out. So if you want to do this for a trap base, whatever. But cool thing that I also found is when you have 2 roofs, right, and they're opposite, then you get both of the half walls. And if you haven't seen this before, we'll just do it quick. You have a full wall and then a roof, and when you do the full wall and the roof, then it cuts the full wall in half, right? So this is a full wall, and even if you replace it, then it only puts half of it, right? So when you've got 2 roofs, then it does both of them, and so this might get patched, it might not, I don't know. But the way that you get in and get stuck is you just walk, right? Boom, and then you can put like your shotgun traps. There's one right here. But while they're here, they can't get out. And they can't walk out. They can't jump out, whatever, because your jump is, it's an arc, and its arc does not let you pass through here because you're raised up slightly, and so you cannot get that perfect angle that will get you through. You'd have to back up. That's why, like, if you're jumping up a half wall and you're on the half wall, then you can't get up as easily as if you step back slightly and then jump up. And that wasn't the best example, but you probably lived through it and done it yourself. So this would be closed somehow. It doesn't matter. But this is our opening thing. And so to get through, then you put a socket on the opposite side that you're going through. And then because there's 2 sockets over here, it takes away this half wall, and you can go through. And then this is kind of like a 2-person / you have to think about what you're doing and or kill yourself. You put them on the opposite side that you want to go through, and then it's as simple as just like walking through. Super duper easy. And then to seal it, boom, and oh, you can't. Boom, and then it is sealed. Yeah, so that's cool stuff. You can also use these as like trenches or something. That would be cool, like at the top of your base. I don't know. So we've got another bunker right here. So let's say that we are outside of the base. Then we're like, let's blow through here. And you get here, and we'll do that a little bit better example. You blow through here, right? Because that is what you do. And you're like, ooh, boxes. And you jump down and then shotguns. And also, let's say that you somehow spend 748 lives to drain all the ammo, and then get into these boxes, and they're empty, and it's also a dead end. If you go through here, this is also a dead end, right? So you can use these little bunkers and stuff to make dead ends. And let's say that they do blow through this, then you can like just throw another completely sealed off thing or whatever beneath it, or use it as an actual bunker. Now the way that you get into here is not through this ladder hatch, it is through this. And so the twig bit, this one is slightly more expensive, and it's just because it's weird. So your base is going to be different / whatever base people make with these. it's going to be different. And so for this one, then you need 4 twig bits, and then you can get through. And then to replace it, then you do have to spend all... you have to put back all 4. Like, let's say that you put back just those 2. It won't be stable enough. So you've got to put back all 4. And that's just this example. Whatever other people do is going to be different. But still, like 250 wood and 7 high qual is pretty decent to have a fake out bunker and just a bunker in general. Oh, also, you can't shoot through these. Where is it? No, you might be able to shoot through this. Yeah. Okay, so you can shoot through this one, but you can't shoot through this with the wall socket there, right? Which is why we like these drop-down things so much, because you can't shoot through the gap. This is the example. You can't shoot through this, right? Because regardless of where you hit, it's going to be one of the 2 halves. So like this part you can shoot through, you could use it as a peek down. This part you can't shoot through. And then because of your little drop shoot, it doesn't even matter about the splash. It'll protect any twig or items through there. Now, if you're a sleeper, then I wouldn't sleep here. I would sleep somewhere safer, like here. But yeah, so a base example, what you can do with bunkers is this. You've got your little rain catchers, which make your little plants, and you've got your car over here. We're gonna pretend that people are not going to trust me. Traps, components, boom, 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 slash car. And this is the one that we want. Aside from that, we don't like the things. But using high qual specifically, because with this little crappy engine, then you need what's it called? High qual. If you've got more engines slash different, the big single engine thing, then you can do that. But I have this as my example. So you zoom, you get up on those, and you just launch yourself out. And it automatically seats itself because it has power. Seen by the little glowy green. And yeah. And then you can close this, and your base, although you can like shoot through it, you can't move through it. And so people cannot get through it. Also, if you ever want to do something like this and you're having trouble getting up, then just put a twig here as a guide rail. And you can replace that twig at any time by floating, and then boom. And then you can just slam into this with your car and align yourself. Yeah. Side note, always repair over here because it is cheaper. So you get into this base, right, and you've got all of these little ladder hatches and all that stuff. One, they kind of have to pick which one, but in this example, it's obviously the center one. These just go down and open the, that's the garage door, to the turret over here. Slash, there's no turret because I didn't put it in, but that's where the turret goes. And then this is your bunker, so they blow through this and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a dead end. There's more ladder hatches, let me go through that. So then they come over here, they blow through this one, and they're like, oh dang, it's another dead end. Is it in here? How did they get through? And then they realize that it's a floating bunker, or they just get tired, and then they blow through this, right? So this is going to be them blowing through it. Boom, a bunch of rockets, and then they get in here, and this is separate from the rest. So if they went into the other bunker first, then they didn't get access to any of this. If they come in here, then they don't have access to any of your other stuff. Also, they can't loot these, they have to destroy them. But you can just rotate, and then open somewhere. You can do it on this one. Yeah. So the other bunker is over here, and let's say that they spend a bunch of rockets and they get through that. Then they're in here, and then they find another ladder hatch. And I didn't seal it up because I forgot. I did this video like maybe 30-40 minutes ago, and I didn't have my mic plugged in. And as much as I talk, that wasn't good. So I'm redoing it now. But yeah, so this bunker down here, they get through the ladder hatch, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's another bunker. And they just spent a bunch of ammo, so they destroy this one too, and they're in. And this is just a normal bunker, by the way. It's got the foundations here and stuff like that. But now that you're in here, then you've got like your refinery and your TC and all that stuff. And it's just, this is completely separate from this room up here with all the electricity. If you want more mind games, as if 3 bunkers was not enough, then like I said, your TC is over here. I can't jump. Organo clipping again. Your TC is over here, right? And they can't even see what's happening. So they blow through all of these, and then they get to nothing. And there's no TC in here. And they're like, well, shit. So then, this is deliberate. They see that this is a loot room. And they would assume that TC is over here. So if they're going for loot, then they go this way. If they're going for TC, then they go that way. They get up here, and there is another ladder hatch. And the way that you get through here is you jam yourself as far as you can, let the door clip through you, and then you're in, and you're up. Now I'm shaking so much. And in here, then you have your TC, a sleeping bag, which fits nicely in between these 2 triangles, a bunch of loot, and, you know, the 8 shotgun traps that I didn't put in here. But, like, this place is super well, maybe not super well. It has a bunch of hit points, just raw hit points, from one place to another, because of all of these bunkers. And we're using the honeycomb as a ramp to get in and out. We have our shooter floor and garden. This is just like an amateur garden. It's enough for you to do. It's not like a farm. It's just, if you have this, you don't need anything else. You're good. And then your car and computer, like, it's combining all of these things into one space. So you don't have to build a giant, huge, whatever. I don't see any around. There were some earlier. You don't have to build a giant base, like a giant 3x3 or whatever. This is technically a 2x2 with a bunch of other stuff on it. But yeah, so like, you're combining all of your space, and you have these bunkers, and it's just a bunch of hit points from any direction. You have all the stuff that is great. It's good, and you can do it because you can have these floating bunkers. If we didn't have floating bunkers, then you would need a bunch more doors to have the same protection, and to have more doors to have the same protection, then you need more space. And so without the bunkers, then we would need a bigger building, we'd need to spend more resources and all that. And it would just be wasteful and time consuming, because like building this is a lot quicker than building 3 of these. I know that's groundbreaking material. But yeah, another quick example that I won't go into much is this. Inside of here there's 4 bunkers, right? And I'm zooming super fast. So bunker 1 is not that one. That one's just a dead end, an actual dead end. This is 1 bunker, which you get into here, and this is the completely separate one. So if they come into here first, then they're like, ooh, garage doors, there's something over here. So they go out, they go up, they go through all of these garage doors, and they get to slash another bunker that I didn't seal because I forgot after the last video. But now it's a bunker. And so then they get to another bunker and they're like, oh my gosh, so they blow through this, and they get down here, and then they're like, oh my gosh, we're pausing. Imagine if you pause. You don't see anything at all. Boom. And they get to your TC and they're like, oh my gosh, we're unpaused by this. Oh my gosh, I got to the TC, I finished it, I got all their stuff, and then they go out and they go away. But really, then there's these things that you've never seen before and completely did not expect. 2 more bunkers. And these are just normal ones, so they're not so special. But hella bunkers and a little room. And just for the curious people, these block, you can use that. Boom, doors, better angle. Yeah, so that is that in case you want to build it. Then good luck. But yeah, so those are floating bunkers, and some extra stuff that isn't really a floating bunker but is kind of a bunker, and a base example, another base example, and that is all I have to say.